Earlier today, the new Minecraft 21W14A was released, and they've implemented a huge change, which is both really exciting and completely opposite to what they were trying to accomplish. After adding copper and Deepslate ore variants to the game, Mojang and players were once again faced with the largest, longest standing issue in Minecraft, the inventory system. At its core, Minecraft inventory has changed little, and apart from adding the offhand, effectively increasing the total size from a maximum possible 1,728 blocks to 1,792 blocks, there have been no changes which increase the number of items you can carry at one time without using late-game items like shulker boxes. Bundles were touted as the solution to this problem, and ironically already solved the problem the devs were worried about with this new update. But bundles don't increase the total number of items you can carry at one time, and are actually significantly less efficient to use with the new mechanics they've added with this update. If we pull up the changelog on Reddit, it says, added raw copper, raw iron, and raw gold items. It explains that these are new ore items that drop in place of the ore block itself, and that these blocks are now affected by fortune, meaning more ore per block. At its core, I really like this change. The same sized ore veins will be worth, on average, 2 times more using Fortune 3. But then I read this part. This is to prevent cluttering the inventory and have consistency with Fortune on all ores. This is not at all what this change will do, though. By adding these 3 items to the game, they've increased the total number of available items that a player can put in one of the 27 inventory slots, and have actually decreased the amount of ore a player can pick up on a mining session while increasing the levels of danger a player experiences looking for that ore. Here's why it doesn't prevent inventory clutter and how it's going to change how we process ore. Currently, many players looking for efficiency will mine with work picks like Unbreaking and Efficiency picks, and carry Silk Touch to grab diamonds, lapis, and redstone blocks to save space in their inventory and decrease the chance of losing an expensive Fortune 3 pick mining. This way, they can maximize their use of Fortune back at their base and end up with more items than they had space for on that trip. So that begs the question, if Mojang want to minimize inventory clutter, why are they adding features that directly reward players for collecting the blocks they're saying are causing the clutter in the first place? Let's say you're at the end of your mining session and you only have 2 inventory slots left. I've set up this test to show you this change in action. These identical sets of ore are both 81 blocks, and the first one I'll be mining with Silk Touch, which both shows the old way that we used to collect ore and how much inventory clutter we end up with after we mine everything. And after the Silk Touch pile, we ended up with 81 blocks with plenty of space to pick up more. And because we haven't used Fortune on these blocks yet, we're carrying an average of 2.2 times more ore per slot. Now let's mine the same pile of iron ore with the same inventory space, but now we're using Fortune 3. And after I mine all of this ore, there's still a lot left on the ground, and I only bring back 2 stacks of iron. All this ore on the ground is iron that's getting left in the mine, and what you would have gotten if you used Silk Touch to bring these ores out of the mine in the first place. So why is this bad? It doesn't change the fact that both ore variants will be in your inventory if you want to get as much ore as possible. Ironically, this problem that they're trying to solve is already solved by bundles, letting you put both ore variants in the same inventory slot. Considering that by using ore, you can carry 2.2 times more ore per slot on average, there's literally no reason not to Silk Touch these blocks. So now we might be stuck with these new blocks, the same 1,792 possible items in our inventories, and no actual change to the frustrating issue of inventory management. A lot of developers have spent many hours developing these features. How much more money is Mojang going to waste on these solutions just to make the problem worse? And I'm not saying I don't like this new feature. I love it, and it's something that a lot of users have been asking for. But it's dishonest for Mojang to say they're trying to unclutter inventories by adding more items to the game. That's literally backwards. Mojang, if you're gonna fix the inventory, fix it already. If you aren't, don't pretend that you're working on it by adding, "This is to prevent cluttering the inventory," when that's actually the opposite effect of what these changes will have.